Hello guys, how are you all doing? Welcome back to a video on the channel. Today I've got for you the Premier League predictions for the 2023-24 season. Who will finish where? I'll tell you in this video. I'm wearing my Swans shirt, I've got the Swans flag behind me. These are probably the most unbiased Premier League predictions you'll find this season, so stick right to the end to see who I have finishing where. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to drop a like and subscribe. Let's get into it. So if I predicted your side to go down, don't take any offence or anything, it's just a bit of fun. Everyone does these and I enjoy doing them as well. Bottom of the league, I've gone for Luton Town, of course, as I say. Now, they've made a few really good signings for Championship. Premier League, though, I don't think any of them have played in the Premier League before. But it's pretty smart what they're doing. Of course, they won the playoffs last season. They've got a large chunk of money from that. And instead of spending it to try and stay in the league this year, sort of spend it really smartly to try and say, okay, if we do end up going down with young, talented players, then next season we'll just have a really good team to bounce back up, and they'll probably keep on doing this every year until it works and they stay up in the Premier League, which isn't too bad of a plan. That's only what I think will happen anyway. But for me, Luton will be going down next season. 19th, another newly promoted club, I think Sheffield United. I've seen a few signings of theirs. Of course, keeping the element and Dye is massive as well. At one point, it did look like he was going to leave Sheffield United, and he was so good last season. For me, Sheffield United just not good enough. Same as Luton. I don't think it'll be good enough to stay up in the Premier League next season. We did see it though last year with Bournemouth. I didn't think they would be good enough to stay up. So could Sheffield United do a Bournemouth? We'll have to wait and see. I don't think so. In 18th, I've gone for Wolves. Now anyone, as I say, from 10th to this point could finish here. I've gone for Wolves. And it's because of the players they're selling. Neves, he's been such a big part of that team for so long. And he's gone now. It doesn't really look like they're going to get as good a player in to replace him. We'll have to wait and see, but at the time recording it doesn't look like it. Raul Jimenez going to what could be a rival next season in Fulham for relegation survival. So for me, Wolves, they're going down. Lopetegui, I think that's how you say his name, really good manager, just don't think they'll have enough in them to survive. 17th, Bournemouth. This is an interesting one. Of course, new owners, new manager, sacking Gary O'Neill was massive and shocked everyone. For me though, Bournemouth will just about survive. The new owners are investing into the squad, which is always good to see, and they're making some slight improvements. So for me, Bournemouth will be fine next season. 17th, as I say, I could easily push them a bit higher, but I just think the teams above them are better. In 16th, I've gone for Sean Dyche's Everton. Now, typically with Sean Dyche, what do you get? A solid 4-4-2 Brexit football. And Everton now, they've made a move. I think they signed Danjuma, which is really exciting for them. He was going to join them last year, but it fell through, and of course he went to Tottenham. For me, Everton will be fine this season, 16th. In 15th, I've gone for Fulham. A lot of their players are being linked away. Even Marco Silva's getting offers from Saudi Arabia. Of course, it looks like he has rejected that offer. Mitrovic looks like he's off though, says he's not going to play for the club again even if he is still here. And Palhinha is being linked away, the central midfielder. So if they do lose Mitrovic and Palhinha, they're two big players to replace. Of course, Jimenez looks like he's on his way in, but a midfield replacement, can you replace such quality in such little time? Maybe, not too sure. It doesn't even look like he's off as of yet. Just a rumour, but that would be massive if they could keep him. For me, Fulham will slip down a little bit, but they'll be fine. In 14th, I've gone for Nottingham Forest, of course. The only thing with Nottingham Forest at the time of recording is the goalkeeper situation. They haven't signed a keeper. Of course, Dean Henderson looks like he will be signing back from Man United on a permanent deal this time. Really exciting for them if they do. And my prediction will be fine as long as that happens. It's a really good team that they have, to be honest. Last year they did all their business. They only need 2 or 3 players this year. For me, Nottingham Forest will be fine. just another season for them in the Premier League. 13th place, I've gone for newly promoted Burnley. Vincent Kompany's men, I do think they'll do well this season. Of course, signing James Trafford for quite a big fee though. The young English goalkeeper. They've also signed Nathan Redmond, a few other players as well. I think Burnley will be fine this season. It looks like they're pushing to try and get Nathan Tella back. He was outstanding for them last season. Whether a deal will be agreed for him or not is still unseen. But for me, I think they'll do really well next season. Burnley 13th in their first season back in the Premier League. 12th place is sort of a tricky one. I've gone for West Ham though. They've lost Declan Rice, but they did get an incredible amount of money for him, which is sort of why I do think they'll be fine. I was considering them to finish lower down, even higher up, but in the end I finished my conclusions on 12th. If they invest the money right. Of course, European football next season for the Hammers. How will they do? We'll have to wait and see. But of course, Premier League football as well. Will they be able to get results in both? Maybe. We've seen teams in the past slip down because of the European competition as well. Of course, a lot more games. But for me, West Ham will be fine. 12th. 11th place, I've gone for the Bees, Brentford. Ivan Toney is out till January. And when I first heard that news, I was sort of thinking, could they be dragged into a relegation scrap? My initial answer, yes. After taking careful consideration of the teams in the league, no, I don't think so. I think they'll be fine next season. Of course, it's only till January. They've got players like Brian Mbeumo, a really, really solid team. It does look like David Raya will be going, albeit for a really big fee, so they'll be able to get a really good replacement in at the goalkeeper position. They've signed Nathan Collins, is it, for 23 million, a new club record signing as well. So really exciting times at Brentford. I think they'll be fine next season, and even better when Ivan Toney comes back from suspension. 10th place, this is the team I did say could be dragged into the bottom half scrap. It is Crystal Palace, of course. Roy Hodgson back for another season. Did well after taking over from Patrick Vieira last year. Will he be able to carry it on? The only reason I'm saying yes is because he did so well last year. If he just got appointed over the summer, probably would have Palace a lot closer to the bottom three, maybe even in the bottom three. But it's such a talented young squad. Eze, Olise, they're only getting better. Guéhi at the back, Anderson as well. Yeah, I think Palace will be fine. More than good enough to stay in the Premier League. And a mid-table finish for them. Bang on in the middle. 9th place, I've gone for Brighton. De Zerbi's men getting another top half finish. Of course, next season they will have European football. Still unseen what will happen with the likes of Caicedo. And Cisco's a really good player as well in midfield. Brighton consistently producing gem after gem. Such a talented squad. So many good players in there as well. I think next season Brighton will slip off a little bit from last year due to European football, because it does take a bit of a hit on you. But, you know, mid-table, I think they'll definitely take that. 8th place, I've gone for Aston Villa, and their summer signings have been very, very exciting. Picking up Yuri Tielemans on a free, for example, is incredible business from Aston Villa. Such an exciting squad, so many exciting players. Pau Torres being another addition to Unai Emery's team. Strong manager, strong team. Villa are on the up. 8th place for me. Of course, Conference League, I'm pretty sure it is for Villa next season. I think they'll do really well in that and really well in the league. 8th place for Aston Villa next season. In 7th, I've gone for Tottenham. Now the Harry Kane saga, as it happens every summer, is once again underway. Looks like Bayern Munich are in for him. And if they do go for him and successfully purchase Harry Kane, I generally do think Spurs could finish in the bottom half next season. At the moment, he's still a Spurs player. And I think he will stay, in all honesty. They've still got the likes of Son, new manager, of course. I think Spurs next year, I don't think they'll be challenging for top 4 next season. I think they'll be more competing with the likes of Brighton and Aston Villa. But for me, I think Spurs finish 7th. 6th place, I've gone for Newcastle. Champions League football for the tune next season. I think they'll do really good in that. In the league, however, I think they'll slip off a little bit. The teams such as Chelsea and Liverpool, last year they had such a bad season. They have to be determined to improve on that. And I think they're just a bit better than Newcastle. So for me, Newcastle 6th, but still definitely a good season for them. 5th place, I've gone for Chelsea. Mauricio Pochettino is in the building. A lot of new signings are in the building as well at Chelsea. Really talented squad. He has to deliver something next season with them, whether it be an FA Cup, a Carabao Cup, or Champions League in the league. I don't think it'll be the league one. I think they'll finish 5th, as I say, but I do think they'll win either the Carabao Cup, as I say, or the FA Cup next season. Exciting times ahead for Chelsea, a very young squad, but I do think they'll miss out on the top 4. In 4th place, I've gone for Liverpool. Last year just wasn't what they wanted, was it, under Jurgen Klopp? Really disappointing campaign from Liverpool. This year, they have to bounce back. I think they will, with a Champions League finish. Of course, everyone's team's being picked apart by Saudi Arabian teams. Henderson's left. Fabinho looks like he's on his way. They have signed, of course, Alexis McAllister, though, from Brighton. Really exciting player. They do need a few more signs, Liverpool. I think they'll get the quality they need to finish 4th. 3rd place, I've gone for the Gunners, Arsenal. Now, last season was so good for them. A little bit hard done by not to win the title. If anyone else was chasing them down, apart from Man City, they would have got it, I think. But Arsenal, really exciting project at the club at the moment. Declan Rice signing is massive for them. It does look like there'll be a few departing parts, but such a young squad, really determined to win something. I don't think they'll do as well as they did last year in the league. I think Manchester United and City are just too strong once again. But of course, Champions League football is back at the Emirates. I think they'll secure it again for the season after by finishing 3rd. 2nd place, I've gone for Manchester United, meaning Man City will win the league next year once again. Getting a bit boring this, isn't it? But I do think Manchester United will give them a title challenge next season. Erik ten Hag's men, Rashford last season was so good, and if you can find that form, they'll be really good as well. Of course, Mason Mount's in the building. They've still got Casemiro, Varane at the back. Jadon Sancho's yet to hit form. Antony as well. It is looking really, really good. United looking to sign a striker still as well. If they land that, I think they could be really, really good next season. Onana as well in goal. De Gea's left. It looks like a new chapter for Man United, and one that could be started with a really good season. I think they'll finish 2nd. And that, of course, means that 1st is going to be Man City yet again. They're just too good. Haaland, I think, will have an incredible season once again. Although a few of the City players are going to Saudi Arabia. Mahrez is gone. I think Bernardo Silva's gone. I could be wrong on that one. Looks like Kyle Walker will be leaving. But, of course, João Cancelo's coming back off his loan. It's just ridiculous with the quality they have. And I think they'll win it again. Winning the Premier League once more. Well then guys, hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please do drop a like and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, as well as your predictions for the new Premier League season. I've also done the Championship version of this, so if you want to check that out, it's already on the channel. Until next time guys, take care. Goodbye.